Hello, I'm Joe, this is Adam. We're going to talk about Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, PES 2017.
Absolutely.
Now to start off, for the benefit of our American audience, what is football? Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Talk us through PES 2017. What are the big changes this year? What are we going to see?
Oh my God, we've got so many. So many this year, but I think for the show, we've made some really, really big announcements. And for everyone who's like watching this now, if you don't believe anything I'm saying because I work for Konami, you can make that choice yourself because we've got the demo coming next week. That is one of the biggest announcements that we've made at the show. So next week, as you can see now, we're actually loading up the game. What's being played, you can get it in your hands next Wednesday.
Excellent.
For the US, actually, it's next Tuesday.
Oh,
so even earlier.
Early access.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Let's call it early access.
But one of the things that we've been talking about every year with PES, if you love PES, it's for the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
We focus on that and we really try to own that. And when we came to Gamescom, we really wanted the demo to come out as soon as possible to really show the confidence that we have. To say, you know what, we have the best game, and you know what, there you go, guys.
That's fine.
Next week, you can play it.
Nice.
And it shows that we're really confident. We've had fantastic support from the fans and from people who are playing the game. At the show, we are the only only soccer game for your audience that's been nominated for the best sports game. We've won the Gamescom Sports Game Award for the last 2 years. We're going for the hat trick this year. So it's crazy right now where PES has come from because, a few years ago, even getting close to an award, would have been crazy to think. And now we're suddenly winning all of them. And
that's very honest talk.
And we're in a great moment right now. And obviously, we were talking about just before about the Dortmund announcement as well.
Yep.
We've just been making a huge amount of noise with our partnerships. Yesterday, we announced the Liverpool partnership.
Of course.
This year, we're in Germany, so we saved the big Borussia Dortmund. We've got a 3-year partnership with Barcelona, a 3-year partnership with Liverpool, a 4-year partnership with Borussia Dortmund.
And this is like you are a partner with that club. It's not just licenses in the way that we kind of generally expect from that side of things in football games.
Do you know what? It's a wonderful topic, licenses, because it's
Let's go deep.
It's the problem that PES has, right? And I think what we're trying to do is fight the battle without really going in it in a way which we're not known for. So, for example, what you're seeing now is fantastic gameplay. It's real, the way the players are moving. And what we want to do is, by signing these partnerships, we want to improve the experience for the users. So when you do see the Barcelona players like Iniesta here to Neymar, is he going to... Oh, nice.
But we should point out, this is all live. We're just reacting to someone playing football games.
Absolutely. But what you're seeing, though, is the players behaving naturally and moving naturally, but they look incredible. We 3D captured them. They're fantastic. And it allows us, when we partner with these teams, to make them look super authentic, not just the players, but also the stadium. When you play in the Camp Nou, by the way, that's only going to be in PES. We have it perfectly replicated from day and night cycle from the exterior. We have the hymnal when you come out, the chants, Iniesta, Messi, everything is perfect. And we're doing that for all the clubs that we partner with.
I was going to say, you've got You'll Never Walk Alone at Liverpool and
exactly,
stuff.
and the version for Dortmund as well.
Nice.
And you've got the big wall and the famous crowd. It's a fantastic moment for us because when it comes to licenses, we want all the licenses as well. But when it comes to PES, I really believe if PES had really poor gameplay and really didn't look after the game and we had all the licenses, people wouldn't buy PES.
Yeah.
It's come from a different source, a different history, heritage, and we have to look after the game and build the licenses this way because it benefits then the fact that we're doing the partnerships, benefits that we do have these licenses, but also it benefits the consumers as well because they have a fantastic product.
And what are we talking about with those other licenses then? Are you able to talk as to who else you've got, whether they're, the non-partnership stuff, what we've got lined up?
Well, right now, overall there's a huge list of teams. There's nearly 200 teams in the game. We've got the fully licensed Ligue 1 and Ligue 2, which is the French league.
Nice.
We've got the Eredivisie, which is the Dutch league as well. And then we've got a whole host of licensed teams mixed in with unlicensed teams, all with real players from the English league, from Division 1 and 2, from the Spanish league 1 and 2. With Italy, we've got 19 of the 20 top flight teams as well. We've actually increased the stadium, so despite the licensing issues that people may think that we have, last year we had 24 stadiums, this year we have 30. Two of them are going to to come in a data pack. The Signal Iduna Arena, I think.
I'm not aware of that one.
From Dortmund. I've been learning this. I've been practicing. And Anfield, of course, as well. But both of them will be coming in a free data pack after launch as well.
Oh, cool.
And also, obviously we're in Germany and we've been obviously traveling Europe. We're doing a lot of European announcements. But I'm happy to say for our North, Central and South American viewers, that we are going to announce some exclusive partnerships next week.
Very
in
exciting.
those territories,
Nice.
which again will come with the benefits of, like I've been mentioning. And one thing that I actually haven't mentioned as well is that we are going to do a lot of legend players work as well.
Of course, yeah. So Barcelona, you've got Ronaldinho, you've got the old masters of that team coming in.
Puyol, Rivaldo, Belletti. We've got over 20, and the rights of the legend players are obviously held by the club. So the club are going to announce the full list of names.
Oh,
but
cool.
you can probably name a bunch of iconic players that you hope will be in PES, and I can safely say that everyone crazy that you're thinking of is going to be in that as well.
Nice.
And that's going to be a nice little benefit because they're going to come into my club, which we've just announced that my club's going to have this new auction house, which is where it allows users to choose and the player that they want. Last year it was like a roulette system, and we're going to put the legend players in there, but once you get them, you can actually sign them again in Master League as well.
Oh, sweet.
So it allows people to use them in different modes, offline as well.
And it's about kind of chasing them through my club to get them in Master League as well.
Exactly, and my club's been huge for us. We did the free-to-play last year as well, just around my club, and as a mode, it's still quite young. It's only been with us for 2 years, and obviously monetizing team building modes are quite popular, and this one is super popular as well, so it's still fantastic for us.
And we talked a lot around the game, but let's talk about the game we're seeing.
Please,
yeah,
yes, please.
So the big change is
it's still 0-0 though.
I know, there's still no gold. This is an absolute thriller for the stream.
If I was playing, yeah.
So we've got having played it a little bit myself, the thing that really sticks out to me is I think you call it the real touch system. Is
Absolutely.
that right? So yeah, like control and first touch from players now feels completely different to last year. Like you've really got some nice, like kind of acrobatic moves now.
Yeah.
It feels great.
I think one thing that we thought about with the real touch is really taking a lot of feedback. We can't forget about the way that PES has come, from a bad place now to a really good place, and we didn't want to leave people behind. However, our fans super passionate about the game. That's what I'll say. And they felt that last year we went too arcadey, and we wanted to slow the game down without really making you think it had been slowed down.
Okay.
And the real touch system allows us to create this moment of you thinking about, well, I've got to take a touch. I've got to make sure that I take a good touch to make a good pass, and the ball's quite high. I shouldn't pass straight away. And without you thinking it, the game has just slowed down.
And it forces you to think about where you're going to push the ball. Like, it forces you to think about space a lot more. I find. Like, there's a sense of not just trying to directly run for the goal all the time. It's about thinking around the game.
Absolutely as well. And with that, we've brought in precise pass, which kind of balances with the real touch. And what that means is that it's always your next action is always built from that first touch. So if you make a really good first touch, you'll make a really good first pass. If you don't make a good first touch, you're less likely to make a good pass. However, if you've got a very skilled player that Arsenal are showing right now, like Sanchez or Ozil, those players, even under pressure, will still make a very good pass as well.
So it's tied right back into the players who are doing those things.
Absolutely.
Have you got any unique moves for certain, star players, or is
actually, we've got a new Rabona fake move for Pogba and Neymar.
Nice.
But we are looking at adding in more unique player movements. All the tricks are available to all the players. However, only certain players can perform them at a high level.
Gotcha.
Then there's some special tricks. The way that certain players will do a shot fake will be performed uniquely depending on who they are. Someone like Neymar, again, for example, is known to be a very much a trickster, and he will perform trick moves in a variety of different ways in the game as well. So it's all based on skill level, which is not being shown right now. But one thing that I will say to Jay, in terms of the game, the single player has fantastic AI, and it's being shown by Arsenal a little bit here. I'm not just saying that. So one thing that we've brought in here is adaptive AI.
Okay.
And what that is the AI will learn how you play,
Okay.
And change their tactics.
That's some Skynet
So, for
stuff.
example, it is a bit crazy. It's only for single player. I think it just shows how predictable the user is playing as Barcelona. But so Arsenal have learned exactly what, how he plays and things, and they'll just change. So if he keeps passing to Messi, they'll double mark on Messi.
Oh, so it's mid-game. It's not like over the course of your play.
Game. It's per game.
Okay.
And in the same sense, if you attack down the wings, the AI will double up on the wings, and you'll hear the commentator actually mention these cues when it actually happens as well. But it's not only how you attack. If you start to block off short passes, the AI will start going long. So it's something that is quite crazy. It is a little bit Skynet. Right now, it's working amazingly well, and we're super happy with how it's working. And I'm sure it's going to bring a brand new story to Master League.
That's really interesting. And then, on a wider level, you're talking about, going out to the wings and stuff. You've got tactical instructions now that you can do on the fly to change how you're playing moment to moment,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. We've got the advanced instructions, which allows you to go a little bit deeper. If you want to play a passing game, you've got the tiki-taka. If you want to press high, you've got the Gegen pressing, and you can activate that super easy. When you see the gameplay here, right at the bottom of Suarez is obviously fouled ferociously. Is at the bottom you can see these little icons beside the player name. You've got like a little dial which shows the advanced instructions, and then you've got the little bar as well which shows the attacking levels. As you can see, Arsenal are trying to attack a little bit more right now to get that goal in stoppage time.
The dying seconds. This 0-0 thriller. That's an interesting thing. Does that tie in with the adaptive AI then? Like, so the computer starts seeing how you're playing, you change up the way, you change up your instructions, and then kind of go from there.
Absolutely.
Rework it.
And it gets crazy in the derbies as well, because what you'll see is that the AI will be overly aggressive, fouling, trying to win the ball back, especially if they're losing as well. So there's all these different layers. There's the advanced tactics, advanced instructions, adaptive AI, and then you've got other sort of factors going into it, like the derbies, for example, as well, where you'll see Pepe be a little bit more Pepe.
Like literally trying to murder people.
Probably. I didn't say that.
Okay. What else? We focused on some very specific stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's the overall philosophy of PES this year? What are we going for? What's, apart from a imperceptibly slower game? Like, what's the headline stuff?
It's to control reality. That's literally our tagline for the year, and our focus. The control is obviously with the gameplay, and the reality is with the visuals.
Well, as we can see, the facial scanning stuff on the partnership teams is unbelievable.
It is fantastic, and it allows us to really make everything super authentic, like I mentioned. And I think for us, it's to keep focusing on these things that the fans want in the game. I know it sounds really obvious thing to say. We had a world tour recently. We were touring around different countries, and we were showing off the game. And the senior producer was actually with me, and someone asked him, "What's your perfect football game?" And he said, "A game where we get in all the fans' requests." And that's kind of shows you where PES has come from, where we've been built from. And for us, it's really honing down those reasons why people play PES. We feel like we can go crazy in a variety of different ways, but the core basis of what makes PES special is that responsiveness. When you press the button, something happens. It's that feeling of always being in control.
Right.
And then there's the randomness. No game is the same.
Yeah.
And I think as long as we stick to those values, everything else around it that we do, whether it's in Master League or My Club, whether we make brand new modes, we redo online, whatever we think of doing, as long as we stick to that ethos, I think PES will still be super strong and it will still grow. I mentioned, how we had a bad period, and now we're having a very good period, and we need to make sure that our good period now is just as long as our bad period was back then, and just to have any chance of building some foundation and stability. I feel like now when I talk to people, I came here 3 years ago. Now it's so easy to speak to people about PES. The first year I joined, it was a hard conversation, and now when you see how the game is playing, how it's moving, people understand that we've looked at animations, we looked at referees, we looked at goalkeepers here. You can see they look fantastic how they move. We honestly feel, by the way, best goalkeepers ever in a football game. I'm not just saying that. I've said that a few times, but I've always looked with my eyes wide open to see how you react. But the truth is that we're super confident because they act so human. They react how you'd want them to react. They still make those errors and mistakes, but overall you can now have confidence in them as well.
So, sports sims in general are always a search for perfection. Is this close to what you want PES to be? Are you there?
I think it's getting there. I think, Not even from 4 yards. I think we're getting there. I think the beautiful thing about this year is it feels like so much has come together.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been saying it for a few years now, but Fox Engine hasn't been built for a football game. It just hasn't. And we're adapting it every year. We've become so comfortable with Fox now that we feel like we're just purring now. Everything is working. We want to create new systems. We want to do this. The next few years are going to be special, not only because of what we're making, but we're making something which is adaptable, something which is going to welcome in a lot of the new technology that we are fully aware of. That's being announced for next year. Some news coming soon on some other stuff as well. And we want to be on top of that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think right now, maybe if you asked me last year, I'd probably be a little bit more nervous. But right now, we're so confident with what we have, and 3 years into this gen, we feel like it's not perfect, you know, but we've got a lot of things that we want to achieve with the game. But we are getting there for sure.
Man. It's looking absolutely great, and yeah. Oh, whoa. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself to just watch football.
It's just a teasing
it's
right now.
Incredibly professional from me. Yeah, and so you've still got big announcements to come. We're still waiting on.
Yeah,
more news.
I think the fans need to understand that this is a European show. We obviously are a global game. We do have soccer in our title, so we do have to look after all our fans as well. But obviously, we have special shows for those moments. So in Latin America, we've announced 3 really big partnerships in Europe. We've got a lot of partnerships to announce in Latin America.
Man, that's really cool. Yeah, I guess that sort of finishes up. Like, have you got... Okay, here's the big question.
Oh, great.
Better than FIFA?
Of course.
I just wanted to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Truthfully, I think what they're doing is fantastic, but I just feel that now that we're moving ahead now, and we're really building year on year with what we're doing. So I feel that we have to look after ourselves, look after our game, and I think if we do that, we'll always stay ahead.
Nice. So that was Pro Evo 2017, coming soon, demo next week.
Yes.
And for everything else, Gamescom, stay here at IGN.